Hello, Murdoch. Hot enough for you?
Oh, don't remind me, Whiff. If the day wasn't already scorching, I couldn't have a moment's peace at Peel. Samson was there, and he simply would not stop talking about how he heroically totaled Boko. When he was out of sight and out of mind in the hills, our lives were so much easier.
Well, he certainly makes the shunting yard a little livelier.
Lively? That's the last thing I need to hear. I thought these mountains were a tranquil environment. From what I've heard, this part of the line is in a dreadful muddle. Mountain engines take a tumble, and I've suddenly been overcome with something that appears to be akin to the stench of rotting Tidmouth kippers, sulfur, and axle grease.
Murdoch, the mountain engines take great pride in their line, and that incident with Culdee is a touchy subject. Besides, Sordar hardly has any distinctive odors in my opinion. It smells the same everywhere I go.
Are you really that oblivious?
I hope we're not interrupting anything.
Oh, hello there.
I believe we haven't been introduced. Welcome to High Peak Marshalling Yard, Murdoch. We've been expecting you. I'm Eric.
And my name is Alaric. This plateau is the terminus of the Peel-Godred line, where some supplies and goods are transferred. Oh, but don't mind us. It sounds like you've had a trying day.
I have, and I appreciate it. If you would excuse me, I ought to get myself turned around for the return trip. You know, I quite like you two. Nice, quiet engines. I'm sorry for making a scene before. I just get a little flustered with the general hysteria of the day-to-day.
Oh, Murdoch, it's nothing to worry about.
We each have our hurdles to overcome. You long for peace and quiet, and we climb mountains.
Why, yes. Yes, of course. Farewell, Eric and Alaric.
Culdee's coming back today, and that wretched line overlooking the sanctuary has yet to be cleared by control.
And Culdee will be sent to secure it. He's been saving the opportunity for him.
And why wouldn't he be the one? It is the Culdee Fell Railway, and he has to be the shining example for the rest of us, while we carry all the real burdens.
It is what burdens us that ultimately keeps our friends safe.
And a double life is the only certainty that we'll ever have one. Well, well, the only lead in months.
He's back.
There isn't anything quite like it, is there?
Being brave is not the same as not feeling scared. Being brave is about what you do, even when you do feel scared.
No! It can't be!
There's something I need to tell you.
Why am I here?
Because you keep trying to go back.
We are truly enterprising, in every way of the word. And it's about time our actions reflected that.
Ivory! There's no need. Ivory! There's no need!
Hilfe! Ich werde abstürzen! Find my revs. If you hear my call, I am the savior of you all.
What? What is happening? Ah!
When I break my silence, you have broken me.
Stupid works. Thank Godred I'm leaving. What a dump this place is. Always followed with acoustic accompaniment, and it doesn't even have Netflix.
Almost there, you two.
Kevin, be careful.
You're looking great. If we keep making this kind of progress,
Watch
your
out!
overhaul should be
Kevin,
complete in
look
no
out!
time.
Not again. Shh! Let them rest, Kevin, and overall can be very exhausting.
Culdee, my friend, it has been a pleasure having you. It is not every day we get to oversee the repairs of a remarkable little mountain climber like yourself. Be safe now. I don't want to see you up here again so soon. Stay out of trouble. It'd be an awful shame to see you so banged up again.
Yes. I suppose it would. Thank you, Victor.
Hello, Culdee. Looks like I'll be your chauffeur of sorts this afternoon, and Rocky will lift you back onto your own rails.
Why, thank you, Derek. Although I'm really not in a hurry. I suppose I'm ready, though. How about you two?
I'm ready when you are, Culdee. Let's roll out.
Derek and Rocky are here to take you away. Now quickly, vámonos. Your manager says he has a special task for you.
Wait a minute, Neville's not actually Jamaican?
What? No, of course not.
Yeah, Logan, he's not just going through an identity crisis. Forgetting who we are, who we're supposed to be, it happens to the best of us.
All right, y'all listen up. I may be the patient type, but I think Neville's full of soup. I mean, I know you're new, Logan, but you really bought that whole charade of his?
Well, I admit I was a tad suspicious when I realised the SR Bleed Q1s probably weren't built in Jamaica.
Hey, is that Culdee? Looks like he's finally on his way home. Thank goodness.
Oh yeah, the mountain engine. You hear what happened to him?
As awful as this sounds, it really piques my curiosity. What do you think, Hank? You think we could ask Derek later?
Nah, I say we leave this one alone for Culdee's sake. I like to keep an eye out for others, but if we know one thing about Culdee, it's that he's bound to prefer solving his own problems by his own self.
Whoa,
hey now!
Rosie!
Holy cowcatcher!
Whoa, where did she bolt off to in such a hurry?
I betcha I have a good idea.
What exactly happened to Culdee in the mountains? I heard he was in terrible shape.
There was a nasty accident, but he wouldn't tell me too much about it. Wouldn't share much of anything, really. Keeps to himself, but sometimes at night when the men all went away,
What would happen?
I could hear him crying.
It's certainly nice to see you again, Culdee. This close, I mean. Some of the engines see your plumes of smoke high up in the mountains, but we rarely get the opportunity to see you in action in such close proximity.
You might say I don't get out much, but then again, when you're so high up, you see everything and everybody. You feel so connected, yet detached, almost simultaneously. It's an interesting feeling.
I would imagine, but it takes a really brave sort of engine to conquer such heights in the first place. I envy that sort of adventure. Such incredible heights. Your line seems to stretch high above the clouds. Is it very frightening being so high up there?
Brave is a relative term. We have automatic brakes and a rack rail after all, and when they work properly...
I apologize for interrupting, Culdee, but we've reached our destination. Welcome home. Now let's get you back on the rails.
Hang on there, mountain climber. I'll get you back on your own rails as soon as I can.
Thank you, Rocky. But take your time. I guess I'm really not in a hurry to get back to work. I suppose I better meet with Mr. Richards first.
Are you okay, Culdee? If you don't mind me asking, what happened up in those mountains in the first place?
I fell. I have to wait for my orders. I appreciate the lift. Goodbye, Derek. Goodbye, Rocky.
Oh, poor little fellow. I feel so useless when there's someone I can't help.
I wouldn't worry about him, to be honest. He's really one of the most put together out of all of us. A credit to the mountain line.
Oh, sorry, I believe we haven't been introduced. I'm Derek.
My name is Ernest, and what you see before you is a rare sight. Wilfred and I aren't as active as we once were. Our work has often been relegated to stronger, younger machines. I suppose it's just the way things are supposed to be.
Surprised to see you here.
What do you want?
Culdee is back, sir. Derek and Rocky brought him to Kirk Mansion just 10 minutes ago.
At last, the mountain marvel returns. I mean,
You also have a visitor, sir.
Winston, slow down! Slow down! Stop! Stop!
Whoa, slow down, stop
Winston,
platform there, stop
you're making
there.
me look bad!
Oh, no, not now. What does he want?
Hello!
What are you doing here? You never called.
You never answer your phone.
Well, perhaps I never heard it over the Harwick radio station.
Listen, I'm here on your behalf. I know on good authority that the Bahrain family is looking to replace you.
What? That's rubbish! How dare you try to interfere and come to my railway and spread such a baseless...
I know, because they asked me to be your successor.
Go on.
As you may know, my retirement is fast approaching, and I honestly can't throw this obligation on Richard when he's still learning the ropes. All I'm saying is that I'm looking out for you and...
All right. I appreciate you coming here, and I'll be sure to make things right. Having Culdee back will be a huge step up.
Good to hear. You're my friend, Mr. Richards, and as you know, there are a lot of good railway men out there who want the best for you. You just seem so... scattered lately.
Well, bless my bell. Look who's back. Thank goodness they didn't send you to Switzerland. I wouldn't have known what to do with myself. Ah, new paint I see. I like it. You look good. 10 out of 10 would admire from afar.
Catherine, not now. I need to be debriefed by Mr. Richards.
Oh, don't bother with him. What about me? I missed you too, you know.
Catherine, shh.
Well, welcome back.
Nice to be back, sir.
That's good. Come along now. I need to speak with you. Take me up to Shiloh and look out with me.
The behemoth triumphed by man never seen, dressed in white, with flock between, seen as he were, or seen as he never saw himself. The ensemble foils the villain stealth. A self-fulfilling prophecy is all that need be, to rest a soul for eternity. Fear not, you have friends in high places. The lamp will mark the worthy faces. Find my rails if you hear my call. I am the savior of you all.
First off, everyone is pleased to have you back. Your accident was highly improbable.
Pardon?
Though thoroughly traumatic, I'm sure. I understand you're still a bit rattled.
Well...
I know very well your accident got the better of you, and it's about time we relinquish these fears once and for all.
But sir, I just got back. Can't I get settled for a little while?
The bridge is in need of maintenance, and I want you and Catherine to take some workmen to investigate if it's safe to run.
Yes, sir.
Keep in mind, I'm a little harder on the other engines than I am on you, Culdee. It's because you keep a level smoke box, and I trust you the most. I can't have my mountain engines growing soft in the boiler, accident or no accident.
Yes, sir. I understand, sir.
You know, I've always thought very highly of you. And I really mean that. The mountains are truly the last haven there ever will be. Remember that now.
All right.
Go on, my friend. Go and collect Catherine. I need some air. I prefer to hike down, anyway.
Control, reporting in. There are now reports of a dangling wanderer on the bridge. I repeat, a dangling wanderer on the bridge. Seems to be hanging on by a shepherd's crook. We are notifying the Search and Rescue Center immediately.
Why, hello there! What a lucky break indeed! Culdee's back!
Hey there, Culdee. It's lovely to see you again.
Hello, Eric. I've missed you both very much.
Oh, Culdee! Thank goodness. Honestly, the railway's been a mess without you.
Really? Mr. Richards failed to mention that.
That's just it. He hasn't been a very good controller at all. He's never been very good with handling emotions, especially with poor Shane over there.
Don't make me go back up there. Mountain ascension gives me anxiety due to my currently undisclosed and unresolved trauma.
Shane, come on now! You do this every day, and you were never like this before you went to Switzerland. I mean, a mountain engine, afraid of heights? You know that's absurd. Do you have to have a meltdown every afternoon?
I feel so many emotions in my heart that I don't actually have because I'm clearly not a human being, but I still feel things, so what the heck does it mean? Does anyone ever ask themselves these questions? This is why I cry myself to sleep at night and during most hours of the day.
Oh, for the love of Godred!
Well, some things never change. He always psychs himself out. Doesn't he know by now that when he's halfway up the mountain, he always loves it just as much as anyone else? Where's Catherine? Is she right where I left her?
Over there, my friend. And she sure missed you. Would have gone through a gale and back just to see us smile again.
Thanks, Patrick. Whoa, what happened to your eye? You look like a pirate or something.
Oh, didn't lose it, thankfully. I was rolling up the line, climbing like nobody's fool, but wasn't paying close attention. Loose rock, I smashed right into it. Gave me some swell battle scars, though.
Well, you were being reckless.
Ah, but they each have their own story to tell.
Feel like talking to me now?
I'm sorry, Catherine. I missed Mr. Richards, but frankly, I just want to get this task over with. Well, what do you say we go for a little run, eh? Keep my mind off things.
Sounds wonderful. I'll lead the way, as usual.
Always nice to have you looking out for me.
What? Am I being coupled on today?
That's not strange, is it?
Well, usually mountain coaches aren't coupled to engines. Gravity does the job quite well. You remember the story of Godred? If he had been coupled to his coach when he derailed, he would have taken all his passengers down the mountain with him.
I prefer to think of us as a grand pair that sticks together to the grittiest end.
Oh, so if you take a fall again, you want to drag me down with you? That's attractive.
Taking a fall alone is terrifying. Besides, I made that story up, Catherine.
Don't be so sure.
Poor Culdee. I wish someone could lift his spirits. In his line of work, he can't second-guess himself. I wish I could help. Maybe Thomas will have an idea. Wait a minute! I know just the engine. I'm sure he'll know what to do.
Hi, Rosie! What's up?
Percy!
What's the matter? Is something wrong?
No time. Culdee needs your help.
Culdee? What happened up there?
Alright, I'll tell you as we go. Alright, I know we don't have a strict schedule. Let's get this inspection underway. The sooner we complete it, the sooner we can all have a good rest.
Sounds good, Culdee. I'll get my tools. Could you just move over there for me? Apparently there's a rack rail that needs a good look-see.
Wait a minute, the rack rail is mangled.
Culdee, look out!
Bail out! Bail
No,
out!
it cannot be! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa! Ow! Ow!
Oh, that hurt. What the... Where am I? Pole Night Crink? What on earth? How am I still in one piece? Well, this isn't so bad. Besides my wheel configuration being mangled, this is actually quite pleasant. Unless, of course, there's a sudden swell of rushing rapids and terrible misfortunes, there shouldn't be a problem!
The current is too fast! I'm spinning on the rocks!
Keep calm. Keep it together. It can't get any worse. You have got to be kidding me.
There he is. Up and at him, stranger. I can't wait to hear this one explained.
Where am I? So there's that. The cement mixer found me at the wildlife sanctuary and Nelson took me to the works.
Are you going to be okay, Culdee?
I think I will. As long as I don't have to deal with that little bit of line for a while, I just can't believe a mountain engine could lose its nerve.
You really did have quite the accident. And I admit, I hardly recognized the engine that came back.
Well, I'm sorry I'm not who you hoped I'd be.
He's in there. I know he is. I'm sure he'll make an appearance when he deems the moment worthy. Wait, do you hear something?
Hello there, hello! This is a matter of utmost importance. A rescue operation is urgently needed.
A rescue operation? We're inspecting the steel bridge. What's happening, Harold?
A shepherd high up in the mountains. Quite odd for him to take a flock of sheep up this high, but go figure. Crossing the cliffside over Culdee Creek, must have fallen. Won't grab onto my sling. It's terribly frightened. He's holding on to a strange, box-like object.
Why would a wanderer cross that bridge? There are no guardrails. It's one of the few parts of the lines that doesn't connect with the tourist trails.
Search me, but you better get over there quickly.
We definitely have what it takes to help. I know it'll be difficult, but you'll have to stop over that bridge again, Culdee.
I'll get help at the bottom station.
Culdee!
This is an emergency, chap. There's no time. I can't imagine that wanderer can hold on for too much longer.
I promise you, I'll get help as soon as I can. I can't do this right now.
Well, I have no choice but to alert the team and return to base.
Emergency situation reporting in. We've notified the Sodor Search and Rescue Center, and they have responded with a helicopter rescue. But this wanderer is too scared to respond. Either that or he's too stubborn to let go of this strange little white box he seems to be holding on to.
Do they need to spell it out for you? I know you can hear me. You must know by now I'm everywhere. You're not going to fail me again. I told you my grand design will not involve your mountain railway. I'll do what I can to keep it that way. There's still some time, I suspect. Go on. Suit up.
I can't believe you, Culdee.
Let this go, Catherine. Help will be on the way.
I'll go find another engine. Maybe Shane's in Steam or something.
Some of us are, but Alaric and Eric crashed into each other on the point.
Such unfortunate time for clumsiness indeed.
We're sorry, everyone. What rotten luck!
What on earth came over you two? I haven't seen anyone bolt through the station that fast since a fellow by the name of Lord Harry was babbling about his superheat.
Is this really the time, Wilfred? And you two, what gives? This was quite possibly the worst possible time to derail yourselves like this.
I'm not myself. I can't bear to risk my metal out there again, let alone try to save someone else when I'm hardly holding it together.
Oh, come on now. Someone's life is in danger. You could follow Patrick through a gale, and now you're cowering at a daylight rescue? Show a wheel, Culdee. It's going to take more than a little fall to get the better of you.
It wasn't a little fall, Catherine. I don't even know how I survived that. It could have been the end of me and everything. I can't face that again for me or anyone else.
Listen to yourself. I know you're not one for risks, but surely you can tell the difference of a foolhardy risk and a necessary rescue. I rue the day I'm a coach when I clearly have more metal than you do right now.
Don't interfere. Don't interfere! No matter what I try to tell myself, my tribulations have broken me. I can't do it. I just can't!
I think you can.
Huh? Percy?
I think I know what you're going through, Culdee.
I'm not sure about that. What are you doing here?
Well, this used to be Donald's job, but I asked to help the construction site close to your line. The real reason I'm here, though, is because Rosie told me you were really upset. I wanted to make you feel better.
Well, what is this then? A pep talk? I've had enough of those for one day.
Well, from my experience, I'll have you know they're always appreciated.
I think Percy might be talking about Gator, Culdee. Do you remember? Before the accident, that engine you met. He arrived with a coal delivery.
Yes, I remember that engine. Wasn't he afraid of heights?
Oh, really? Gator was afraid of heights too. Kind of like Shane.
Oh, I was named after a mountain, and I'm afraid of mountains ever since they sent me to Switzerland. Bitter irony always makes me so emotional. Single tear once a year.
No, not like Shane. Ahem. If there's one thing that Gator taught me, it's that conquering your fear doesn't mean that it goes away forever. It means that your fear is something you have to face over and over again. When you're able to accept that fear doesn't always go away when you want it to, we're able to face it. And the truth is, Culdee, I will always be afraid of what's unknown or frightening to me. I used to be really cheeky, but the more I learned about the world, the bigger it got and the more frightening it all became. I occasionally get wrapped up in my own anxiety, but I always want to do things for the greater good. And the two desires are always battling against each other, but the truth is, I always come out on top. And you know why?
Why?
Why worry when there's no need to? All worrying does is hinder what you can really do.
There are no other engines that are able to help at the moment, Culdee. I don't know what options we have now.
If you get too swept up in yourself, Culdee, there won't be anyone left in your world to save.
I suppose I'm the only option then. And I'm not one to leave anyone hanging, am I? Alert control. I'm going in, everyone.
That's the engine I used to know.
Culdee, there ain't no mountain high enough.
That's the stuff. You still got some fight in him.
You can do it, Culdee! We're rooting for you!
Very wise words, Percy. He did well to help Culdee get his own back.
Well, without Gator, I don't know where I would be. He's inspired me in so many ways. Not only to not doubt myself, but to do what I know is right, even when I'm afraid of what may follow. And now, it's Culdee's turn.
Well, here we are. To the grittiest end, I'm with you. Mostly because we're coupled up.
Know this. I will never drag you down. Ever.
I know you won't. Easy does it, though.
The power lines for the bridge lights are acting up. Look at these sparks. There must have been a surge.
I've rode over the bridge recently, but I've never seen it like this. It could topple over.
I would prefer not to dwell on that. Keep a good lookout, okay?
Surely, though I believe you've always had more of a vantage point than I did.
I can't argue with that.
Culdee, I see the Wanderer. He's hanging by a crook over the edge.
He must have been hanging like that for hours. He can't pull himself up?
I think he could if he let go of whatever he's holding on to.
If the shepherd has the lamp, it could be discovered. Now, there are too many witnesses. A pity. I had done everything I could to keep the engines away. But look, they're just a little more resilient than I gave them credit for.
Alright. If I can just use myself as an anchor, I can use the rope to pull the shepherd to safety.
Here, grab this rope.
Let go of the lamp and pull yourself up. What?
Just let go of the lamp.
If you let go of the lamp, we can save you. You have to meet me halfway.
Listen to the engine. Let go of the stupid lamp.
I tried to prevent this for your sake. You had your chance before, and now our cover could be blown. Here's the new ultimatum. Keep that lamp in your sight. If you can't recover that lamp undetected, then you're going to have to watch it go down with your engine in the crink.
Here we go. Don't worry, Shepherd. I'll be your anchor. Just hold on tight.
Climb aboard. We'll get you to safety. We're doing it! I don't know what it took, but something Percy said really brought back the part of you I've always known.
Words are words. You can learn and listen and immerse, but ultimately only you can pull yourself out of a rut. And when you can provide a good lookout for yourself, that is the only time you can look out for others too. Thank you for looking out for me, Catherine.
You couldn't track me down if you tried. Crisis or no crisis.
Crisis? What crisis?
So charming. But seriously, let's get out of here.
Hey, guys! Look! There he is! He made it!
Culdee!
Right on,
Save
Culdee.
the
That's the
wandering
stuff right
shepherd!
there.
I knew you could do it!
Looks like our good friend Culdee is back in business. This is a cause for celebration indeed.
Well done, Culdee. I know you had cold wheels, but you saved the day. Eventually.
The shepherd is safe and sound. The bridge, however, has once again decided to be thoroughly problematic. We got away in the nick of time. Some inspections there turned out to be.
Well done, Culdee. We thought we almost lost you again. I was getting emotional. I wept for several hours.
Yes, you actually did do that, Shane. Yes, you certainly. Welcome home, Culdee.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without everyone's support. I just wish Mr. Richards was here to see it. I'd like him to know I've gotten my own back.
We've also provided a doctor for the shepherd. He must still be in shock or something. I couldn't get a word out of the fellow. Thankfully, we do have one of Wellsworth's best doctors here at the scene.
Hello there. Come with me, shepherd boy. Before you leave, we will provide a brief checkup, and we just want to ask you a few questions.
Culdee, it's nice to celebrate, but why do you think that shepherd was so dead set on holding that odd lamp? It seemed like he was clinging onto it for dear life, like he'd rather hold onto it than save himself.
Yes. It was odd, but I admit I was more fixated on the crisis at hand.
Do you think maybe it was important?
Catherine, today was a great victory. I got my own back, and there's no need to dwell on small details. Things will revert to the way they were. Let's just revel in all that is good.
I say, where on earth is Mr. Richards? I'm sure he'd want to make sure everyone was alright.
Alric, Eric, where are you both off to?
Bridge inspection.
Oh, just a routine checkup, seeing what's wrong with it. A check with control.
Very well. Safe travels. So eerie, those two. Quiet, friendly, yet eerie. That reminds me of something.
Hello there, Patrick.
Hello there, Oliver. How are you?
Thrilled the sanctuary renovations are done after all our hard work. I guess it's time to call the pack together. I hope Miss Jenny scores another big job soon. She always seems to find one at the last minute.
Well, nothing is concrete. Except for concrete, because it's concrete.
Well, you're the expert, of course.
Where are you coming from, anyway?
That's him, all right.
I knew we'd find him before it was too late.
I suppose we did. Everything would have been spoiled. The voice heard and not seen would surely see the end of us.
Wait! Is that?
The walkie. It's still...
Your railway's dedication to the cause is impressive. You know very well I didn't have to prompt our insiders to find you. Was the lamp recovered?
Well, I happened to be digging close to the water where you found Culdee a few months ago, and I found this. Ever seen anything quite like it?
Yeah, it's an old headlamp. Thomas and Percy had lamps like it, but it's a mite smaller than theirs. What are you going to do with it? Pitch it?
This is not a reflection of your highest performance. All of this, was a reminder on why we can't have any attachments.
I don't know. I rather like it. I may ask my banksman to hold on to it for a while. I don't know how to say this, but there's something strange about it.
It always backfires. We should have known this by now. I need you to be all in. If you have any respect for what I'm going to do, and you want your railway to be truly exempt from what my grand design has to offer, then we have to work together.
I'll take care of the collateral and figure out how that blasted lamp got here in the first place. Leave everything to me, so you can tend to your field work.
That lamp could be our undoing.
I know we'll see this to the very end. A pleasure doing business with you.
The pleasure is all mine.
Hello, Mr. Larson. Hello, Kevin. Thought I'd pay a visit to these two. Is Culdee still here? I do hope he's in higher spirits.
I think he's going to be back on his wheels and his collected self again very soon. I think Derek helped cheer him up a little when he took him home.
Oh, he didn't tell me. I suppose that's why I didn't see him at the clay pits earlier.
I suppose so. It's amazing, really, Edward. We managed to get Culdee in and out in a few months. And you would not believe how great Donald and Douglas are doing. They should be back in action very soon.
Oh, excellent. Can I see them?
Yes, we just finished Douglas's boiler installation, so he should be waking up now.
Hello, Douglas. How are you doing?
You know how overalls go. Always a little foggy afterwards. Don't even feel like yourself when you're done. If that's the case, I feel as good as new.
Good to hear. I hope both you and Donald are going to be in fine form once this is all over. Did you see Derek today when he came to pick up Culdee? I think he was in the main workshop, but...
Oh, Lord sakes, dinna mention him. Those diesels are always in and out of the work so fast, it's infuriating. Besides, there's hardly anything real going on inside of them to be considered real engines like us. I'm amazed that sickly radiator didn't give out on the way over here.
Douglas, honestly, where is all this coming from?
You remember why I flew with Donald the Souther? Donald was supposed to be here, but I was not. As Diesel's replaced us on an old railway, I wouldn't have anywhere else to go but the Cutter's Torch. Boco's not all bad and Sydney's a riot, but I always keep my guard up with the likes of them.
But we talked about this, Douglas. Don't you remember? Right after Donald had his accident, you were very angry, but we talked through it, and I thought you got a lot closer to coming to terms with everything.
Vaguely. Oh, sorry, Edward. I guess I'm a little fogged up from my repairs. Please forgive me. I really appreciate you coming to see me.
Absolutely. These procedures can take a lot out of someone. I'll come by next week and give you the news. Goodbye, Douglas. And you too, Mr. Larson. Send Donald my regards when he wakes up. What was that all about? You'd think after all these years he'd be a little more open-minded. Something's terribly, terribly wrong.